right, nice to walk away with a victory. That being said, I feel like we can play a whole lot better. I think everyone probably saw moments of that, but you can't go through that game without recognizing, having the all-time touchdown leader in the NCAA with Dylan Gabriel and what he was able to accomplish there. He'll be the first one to tell you he doesn't care, but he should because that's a really special moment for him. So I'm glad that we got to celebrate that tonight with him. Some really advantageous moments on defense, creating takeaways, some back against the wall moments too, where we took some risk and guys, took advantage of it, like Jordan Birch's run there on the fake punt. So that being said, we can open it up.
Start here on the left, Ryan.
Dan, just your impression of the game that Jordan had. Obviously, opening it up with the fumble forced, and then getting the run on the fake punt, and any update obviously on his health.
Yeah, I think he's fine. Just tweaked his ankle a little bit, but I'll have to watch the film. But obviously Jordan had some game-changing plays in this game.
Front right, Zach.
12 penalties for 95 yards after that had been so improved this year from the start of the year. What do you think happened tonight?
Yeah, it's poor performance by us. We got to go back and look at the film and figure out how we can eliminate that. But we didn't play clean, so I don't know if we were distracted or we weren't focused. I felt like our guys had good energy and enthusiasm, but we put ourselves in some bad spots on defense, giving them opportunities for first downs, and hurt ourselves with some pre-snap penalties on offense. So it's definitely something for us to attack and clean up.
On the right, Eric.
Early thoughts on just how the offensive line played with a couple new guys in there?
Yeah, I'll have to go evaluate it. I don't think we played well enough as a team tonight, but I'm not going to say that's the offensive line.
Here on the left.
6 pass breakups for the defensive line tonight. What does it mean for those guys to be able to make an impact besides just getting to the quarterback in terms of pass defense?
Yeah, we knew the ball was going to be out quick. That was something that we had anticipated playing these guys and felt like that there was going to be more moments to create, PBUs on the defensive line than necessarily sacks. We didn't feel like they were going to hold on to the ball long. So that was a big point of emphasis, and those guys executed that.
Back right, Brett.
Coach, what went into the decision on that last play from Gabriel to Janoris? Just seemed like a really special moment to make that kind of happen. Just why did you ultimately go with that play call in that situation?
We said we liked that play from the 3-yard line in our staff meeting this morning. We were at the 3-yard line, I think. So that's why we ran it.
On the left, Bill.
Dan, the offense had stalled out a couple times, obviously start the third quarter. What inspired the fake on the punt? What inspired to go to Jordan there? And then you did some other just really unconventional stuff on that drive, guys who don't normally have the ball in their hands. What were you kind of trying to, I know score, but like what were you trying to kind of get out of your whole
play to win? We were playing to go win, and ultimately, like you mentioned, we kind of stalled out in the third. I didn't want that to be the case. We felt good about the fake that we had dialed up. Felt like there was even some moments maybe in the first half to utilize it, and did a great job there. Executing it and keeping the drive alive and creating some momentum for us there in the third quarter.
Back left, Matt.
After Wednesday's practice, you came to us and told us you weren't happy with the execution on the field. How much do you feel like that attributed this week to how you played today?
I think generally there's always a correlation between how you practice and how you play. That being said, I don't think we had necessarily a bad week of practice, but there's definitely some points of improvement for us.
Front left, James.
With punt return and open audition, just what did you think between Evan having a tough one that first go and turning to Gary the rest of the way?
Yeah, I mean, it's just something we talked about. You don't want to see that happen. We felt good about Evan. He's fielded a whole lot of punts in practice and been really good at it, but didn't execute there. And Gary came in and was sure-handed.
Right here, second row left.
It looked like you guys on the first 2 drives. It almost looked like it was a completely different offense, going 3 and out to open the game, and then having a really strong drive immediately after. I'm just wondering if you saw anything different on those 2 drives.
We were calling the plays we normally call. They just didn't work.
Right here, second row right.
You mentioned kind of just a lack of overall great performance tonight earlier. Do you think, is that a lack of execution or a lack of effort coming into the night, or where is that?
I don't think it's a lack of effort, but it was maybe a lack of focus, right? And a good reset for our team to be able to do that. And then you also have to give credit. Maryland had a good plan. They're coming off a bye week, and they had some good answers for some of the stuff that we do.
Right here on the right, Zach.
As a coach, can you kind of explain the joy that you get from seeing someone like Janoris Wilson score a touchdown and kind of the energy that gives to your team?
Yeah, I do think momentum's real in a football game. And again, as a play that we like, I think that's the cleanest he's caught that play since we practiced it. So I was really glad to see him go attack the ball the way he did. Thought he'd get a good execution, good throw. So it was good to see it happen.
Back middle, Ronald.
Seemed like you guys really came out trying to pass the ball and then established the run a little bit later. Was there something you guys saw against the defense that you really wanted to get the pass going first?
Yeah, we felt like this was a team that we were going to be able to create some, explosive passes, and that didn't really happen tonight. So we didn't do a great job there. Somewhere to improve, but we were able to kind of lean back in on our run game there in the second half.
Bill, left.
There are games, especially in this first season in the Big Ten, that are just like obviously huge moments for this team. You get Ohio State here, you go to the Big House, you go to Wisconsin. This game doesn't necessarily jump off the schedule as one of those. Do you think that in some ways could have contributed to the focus, the issues that you were talking about, and I hate to say overlooked, but do you think maybe mentally guys could have?
We didn't play as well as we could, right? There's no doubt about that. I don't think our guys had a lack of prep, but we didn't play as well as we can. So, I'd say every game this year I felt like we've grown. This one, we got some growing moments. So we're going to go learn from it and improve.
Back left, Matt.
With Dave and Gary both now playing, how do you feel like they can help each of their position groups in the next couple weeks games as the season progresses?
Yeah, continue to get better, right? Focus on where can they help this team and improve to make us the best version of ourselves.
Right here on the left. Back.
First time having a game plan around not having Tez in the lineup at receiver. What did you think about what the pass catching group did to step up around his absence today?
Yeah, I'll have to go watch the film and evaluate it. I thought we had some drops early on. I also think Dylan would tell you he could put the ball in better spots, early on. But that's something that we have to be able to execute. And when you don't do that, that's going to stall out some drives early, which showed up.
Front left, James.
When containing their receiving core was obviously a huge part of this game. How do you feel like you guys did where Felton held to 72 and Prather hadn't been held that low since the end of last season?
Yeah, they're really good wideouts. We felt like they're some of the best that we've gone against this year. So, to be able to come out and play aggressively, put our guys on islands at times. I thought the guys executed that. That being said, I think our technique can definitely clean up.
Second row, Brady on the left.
So far this season, your defensive unit has been able to be extremely effective without necessarily forcing a ton of turnovers. Is there an excitement in the locker room to have turned over 3 times a day? And
I'll say we always emphasize it, but this week in particular, we emphasized it more. And I always say turnovers come in bunches, so they came in bunches tonight.
On the right, Eric.
More pass interferences than we've seen from a while from your guys. Was there a correlation there, or anything that needs to be changed?
I'll have to watch the film. I'm not positive. Some of them I thought were close.
Back middle, Raul.
Something non-football related, but I believe it was last year you spoke out about gun violence. There was a decision made in this country that I'm sure affects a lot of the players in your locker room, as well as the women in your life and the women on your staff. What was sort of the temperature in the locker room or with your team as a whole after that, the results were in, and was that something that sparked one of those get real conversations?
Yeah, our guys just work. They just work. So obviously, gun violence is something I've been passionate about. But that our guys just line up and go to work every single day. I'm glad to be in the country that we're in. Certainly proud to be an American and excited about the future of this country. But I'm not one to hop into politics.
Front left, James.
Jordan James only had 1 carry in the second half. Was there a reason behind that? Is he okay health?
Yeah, I have to evaluate him. We're not exactly sure where he's at. I think he could have gone back in, but we're being pretty conscientious of where he was.
That's all we have for you, Coach.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Congrats on the win.